What's up guys, it is I, once again, Yusuf Al-Sanad, and today guys and gals, I want to talk about and review Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sanchez's 1999 found footage horror sleeper hit, The Blair Witch Project, which was co-directed, co-written and co-edited by both Daniel Myrick and Eduardo Sánchez. This film stars three actors, three student filmmakers, Heather Donahue, Michael C. Williams, and Joshua Leonard, all three of whom were marketed as being deceased or being missing because of the Blair Witch, who is said to be a real witch, a real wicked witch somewhere in the woods, where they were filming their documentary of the Blair Witch and who exactly the Blair Witch is in the small town of Frederick County within Burkittsville, Maryland. Some people believe the Blair Witch actually does exist, while others believe her to be a myth, a legend, which was made up by many people, many older people, to scare their grandchildren, and no one has actually seen the Blair Witch in person except for one woman, one older woman who has said to have encountered the Blair Witch herself. And this older woman, her name is Mary, and Mary tells all three student filmmakers, documentary filmmakers, Heather, Mike and Josh, about the Blair Witch and where exactly the Blair Witch is and where exactly she encountered the Blair Witch. And so the student filmmakers, documentary filmmakers, head for the woods to film their documentary about the Blair Witch, the cemetery she resides in, and the surrounding woods around the Blair Witch. Only what these three students did not expect was to be lost, to be tormented, and to be traumatized by the experience of filming the Blair Witch and who exactly she was, because these three student filmmakers turn on each other, they slowly go insane, and slowly but surely will face their ultimate demise at the hands of the Blair Witch, or what it was exactly that killed them, Heather, Mike and Josh. Yours truly does have a theory on this, which I will share with you guys and gals, and how this theory was taken from The Film Theorist, a YouTube channel which yours truly loves so much. And this theory, guys and gals, is quite interesting and quite valid in terms of how exactly these characters die. Rather, it was Heather who died, Heather Donahue's character, named after herself, very much like Michael C. Williams as Mike and Joshua Leonard as Josh. It was Josh and Mike who killed Heather in the woods because everything was staged, from the rocks to the wooden human effigies found around the woods, hanging around the woods. And these human effigies, guys and gals, is very creepy and very detailed, so it must have taken a lot of time to make these effigies, these wooden human effigies. I don't know exactly why Josh and Mike want to kill Heather or what they gain from killing her, but you guys and gals can watch this video by The Film Theorist, who also have another channel which is known as The Game Theorist. These guys are really awesome, and their theory on the Blair Witch Project and how Heather Donahue had suffered a tragic murder at the hands of her two friends, her two buddies, her two fellow student filmmakers. You guys and gals can watch their theory on why Heather was killed by them and what they would gain from killing her, their own friend, their supposed friend. But this movie, guys and gals, was so interesting, so horrifying at times, and this film above all else is very chilling, very disturbing and very real in terms of how it is filmed, how the actors interact with each other, and how all the dialogue is unscripted. Every interaction between them, every dialogue is totally improvised by the actors, Heather Donahue, Michael C. Williams and Joshua Leonard. These actors play off each other very well. They sound, feel and talk real, like real people, and they're all great in their roles, their respective roles. But my personal favorite of the three has to be Heather Donahue as her character, because I love how Heather is very independent, very rational, very detailed and very thorough when it comes to filming the Blair Witch, her project, which is her life as a student filmmaker who wants to tell good stories about horror, about the supernatural and about the Blair Witch, and this is her baby, her project. So yours truly does believe that she was murdered at the hands of her two friends, which is a theory yours truly has taken from The Film Theorist, which once again you should watch their channel and the contents they produced. They're so awesome, and this film, guys and gals, was marketed so well, especially in terms of how they made people believe that these three actors, Heather, Michael and Joshua, actually died or went missing. It was so genius, so ingenious genius actually. It was so effective until Heather Donahue appeared on the David Letterman show, where she gave an interview about the film The Blair Witch Project, and because of this, them supposedly dying or supposedly gone missing is absolute nonsense and a complete farce and a complete marketing ploy by the filmmakers who wanted us, the viewers, to believe that these actors actually died, which is not the case whatsoever when it comes to the Blair Witch Project. But this film was a huge stepping stone for the found footage genre and for horror films, because this film may not have started the found footage genre, which began with Cannibal Holocaust, a really good disturbing film, but a film which was so creepy and so eerie for some. And that film, guys and gals, was the very first found footage film ever made, and this film was a huge stepping stone in terms of the found footage genre and how it was used years later, even though a lot of the found footage films released nowadays are quite mediocre and are complete gimmicks of what the found footage genre once was, which was to scare people and make them believe what they're seeing is actually real, happening to real people filming on camera, and how said camera was found many weeks, years or months later, and people were horrified to find out what happens to these students. And this film, guys and gals, was a huge stepping stone to a genre which went downhill many years later. The Blair Witch Project is a landmark in terms of horror films, in terms of the found footage genre, and this film remains one of my all-time personal favorites of horror films, of films in general, because this film is very eerie, very disturbing and very real, to a point where yours truly actually believe these people were in actual danger. And thank God that's not the case, because these three actors are so good, especially Heather Donahue, who once again is my favorite of the three, my personal favorite, and the one who yours truly relates to the most. And this film, guys and gals, is definitely one for you to watch if you haven't seen it yet, and do check it out, guys and gals. Thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe if you wish, and do check out Film Theorist's video on the Blair Witch Project and how Heather Donahue's character was supposedly killed by her two buddies. Do check the video out by Film Theorist. They're so awesome and so good at the contents they produce. And do check out my gaming channel, where I do Let's Play series, gaming content, and so much more. Until next time, peace out, take care, adios amigos, au revoir, and sayonara.